Om. In this video, I'm going to share I'm going to simplify manifestation. And by the end of this video, you're going to leave with a clear understanding in a simplified form of exactly what you need to do. Before I share that, I want to quickly address a couple things. Number one, I want to say it's very late here and I wanted to make this video, so I apologize for the lighting. Just bear with me here as I go through this because this is a very, very fascinating video. And where this video is born out of. Why I haven't been making videos recently is because, as you may have seen, I have released a survey a while back for a manifestation group that I was creating. Now, when I released that survey, I had started working on a program, and it was incredible evolution of this program that I had no idea what I was going to do. And then synchronicity started happening. I partnered up with somebody. We created this alchemy, and long story short, I've been running behind the scenes a pilot program for something I'm calling Millionaire Program. And so there's about five of us so far, I believe, and we've been doing this practices, and all this stuff has been coming through. There's been meditations we've been doing together. And long story short, I'll make maybe a longer video about it. But the reason I'm mentioning it is because a lot of really interesting stuff is coming out of this program. And we have what are called millionaire meetings. These are when we get together, we do some meditation, we do some group coaching. And we're going to be doing our first public YouTube Live millionaire meeting. It's going to be coming up on the 28th of this month. That's August 28th, 2023. Let me check the calendar because I believe that's going to be at 5:30. Yes, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. That's 8:30 p.m. Eastern time in the US. If the time changes, I will let you know, but please mark that on your calendar. More details will be released soon. We're going to do a YouTube Live on this channel. We're going to go through a meditation that has been evolving over the past, I would say, a few weeks. We're on the 4th version now, and it continues to be refined. So we would love to have you join this, and we'll show more details about that. Now, in this video, let me talk about this manifestation and simplifying it. I'm going to be repeating some of the things I've said before, but I'm going to bring this around in a way that I have not said in a particular way. So what are we doing with manifestation? Manifestation is building memory in advance. Memory is the information or the cause, also called as karma. And that memory personified is an identity. And through the identity, the expression of your circumstances, everything is filtered through the identity. In quantum physics, they say it is the observer and the observed. The observer and the observed are one and the same. And what is the observer? It is a collection of information or memory. So when you we already are creating. Make no mistake about it. There's a saying, you're already in the game whether you're playing or not. You're already creating. You're on autopilot. You have your current circumstances. This is just a three-dimensional expression of the memory or the information that you have inside of you. So building memory in advance means manually putting in new memories that are not part of your known, that are not part of your current matrix, if you will. And as a result of this, your identity changes, and as a result of your identity changing, new creation. What is a measurement of new identity? You start thinking differently, you start feeling differently, you act differently. Who are you thinking, feeling, and acting like? You're thinking, feeling, and acting like the version of yourself who is experiencing that which you are creating. Okay, now that we have that out of the way, that basic understanding, that manifestation is building memory in advance. How do you do that? This is where the simplicity comes in. Because there are so many teachings, so many things, and it actually is very, very simple. The concept is simple. It's translating a thought into a feeling. The feeling, or the thought and the feeling, merge together. So it's I can explain the science on this. If you wanted to stop the video now, you have what you need to know. So for example, millionaire I am. That's a thought. Then you translate that into the feeling of joy. And what is the feeling born out of? That you have just manifested it in this moment. You conjure that, you align with your inner child, that joy, the excitement, the ecstasy of realizing that now. You have to dump all the other things of the stories telling you, no, that's impossible, you can't have that. Forget all that. What you're doing is, the more that you do this, the stronger the memory becomes. The stronger the memory becomes, the more impact it has on your reality. The more it is going to be embedded in your electromagnetic field. The more that your three-dimensional expression will change itself. That's when you start to see synchronicities. People start coming up with opportunities to make money or give you money. Or all kinds of things can happen. There's so many things that have been happening to me. Some of which I have shared in the channel, some I have not. So, translating a thought into an emotion. What is that? What are we doing here? The thought is the electric, the motion is the magnetic. The thought is the masculine, the emotion is the feminine. The thought is the initiator. So if you want to look at brain science, when every time you think a thought, you're creating new neural synapses, meaning you have two neurons that are wiring together. A new connection is formed. Now, the strength of that connection was where the emotion comes in. Where the thought is the initiation, the penetration. The emotion is what establishes that thought. It is what reinforces it. It is what brings that thought to life. Man impregnates woman. Woman takes the sperm, which is the thought, which is the concepts, or the concept in this case, if we want to simplify, and she brings that to life, and it turns into a baby. There is a line of this concept of initiation thought and the feminine establishing is formed in nature in so many different ways. Electromagnetics, the sperm and the fetus, and so many other different ways. You have non-existence and you have existence. What is existence? And what is non-existence? Non-existence is the masculine principle. It is static, it is non-moving. Existence is the dynamicism of the static. In other words, when the static moves, when all the permutation combinations are expressed and constantly in a state of just change, you have the existence. This is the feminine. You have the soul, which is the man. You have the moon, which is the mind, which is the woman. So the woman, or the existence, is what brings to life the non-existence. The non-existence is just information. It is unmanifest. It is unexpressed information. Pure possibility. And it is through the woman that that possibility is collapsed into an expression, into something that can be perceived. In other words, it is through the woman that the manifestation happens. What is the woman? The emotion. What is the natural order of things? A thought being translated into an emotion. The emotion is what gives it life. It is what makes it real. So when you're having emotions, what does that mean physically speaking? When you feel something, it is actually a chemical reaction. You are triggering your body to produce chemicals that are the positive chemicals upregulate genetic expression. The ones like cortisol of stress, those downregulate genetic expression. What is the genetic expression? That is your information. It's your genes. It's your source code. So they are changing your information. What kind of information is it? What thought are you translating into the feeling? So one joke I have with myself, and I've shared as our purpose, is you have to positively traumatize yourself. What do I mean by this? Trauma is referring to a very impactful emotional event. Most people consider negative, when you hear trauma, it's a negative thing. I'm saying you have to positively traumatize yourself. You have to train yourself to feel so much joy around a thought. And what you're doing is building memory in advance. How do you build memory in advance? You take a thought and you translate it into emotion. How do you strengthen that memory till it expresses itself? You have to do that consistently. The more that you hold on to the emotion and merge that thought into an emotion, the thought becomes the emotion. And the emotion you are associating with the emotion of experiencing that thought. The longer you hold this, the stronger the memory becomes. The more it becomes established. Synchronicities happen. I hope this video helps shed some light on this. Again, remember to mark your calendar, August 28th, 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going to have a millionaire meeting. We're going to do a new style of meditation that has come to me. The Holy Spirit has found a way to be involved in this. Was never thinking of the Holy Spirit, and they came in, and it's been an incredible, incredible thing. So I want you to experience this. So try to be here for that. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, feedback, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Wishing you the best. Happy manifesting. God bless.